Hey everyone, it's Castmas Lego, and I'm finally back with another custom Lego minifigure showcase video, and this time I have Doctor Strange and Wanda Maximoff from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which I know came out like a month ago, but I was so wrapped up in some Star Wars figures, and also I was simply unable to work on anything for a brief period of time. But that's alright, this was a great little project. I thoroughly enjoyed the film and its direction by Sam Raimi. I thought the addition of the horror elements were great, and I was pleased with the performances. All around, I thought it was a great entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But anyway, I wasn't sure if I was going to end up making these two at all because I was worried they would cut into the time I set aside for Batman and Empire Strikes Back. But of course, as I've had to delay those showcases multiple times, I was fortunately able to work on these two after all, and I'm pretty happy I was able to do that because I didn't want to have this large window of time where nothing was happening. So as late as these two are, I'm glad I did them now rather than later. This will be a quick little showcase, but there's still a lot to go over in this video, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at each of these minifigures. Okay, starting off with Dr. Stephen Strange. This is a great minifigure, I'm going to say right now. I'm really happy with it. I made it a while ago, but it was still a challenge nonetheless. There's a lot of detail that I wanted to capture, specifically with the cape, the cloak of levitation, and the detail all around the belts. Those are all very integral to his character and this new outfit that he wears throughout the film. You can see that the cape is actually in two different pieces, and I'll go over those in a bit more detail, but the rest of it is also pretty simplistic. The legs have their own painted details with some different rings. They don't go all the way around, it's just the front of the legs there, but that's totally fine. He's got a fabric waistcoat, which I think turned out really well. It continues the tunics on from the robes, and the actual torso itself, there's a sheet of fabric that's underneath all of that, the base layer, and then these pieces are electrical tape, and the rest of it are fabric that goes over. You can kind of see how they bunch together on the sides of the torso there, but that looks really nice, and the rest of this is own additional layers of electrical tape, and then that's another three-dimensional piece, so all really cool. I don't remember where this thing came from. I believe it was some sort of a cap that I cut off and then sanded it down to make the right shape, but it kind of had that little drill bit washer kind of thing that I wanted to capture really well. But yeah, this is a fabric piece down here. It hangs down, it's very simplistic, and the arms are also very complex. They have their own painted set of details, kind of like painting Aragorn's arms from Lord of the Rings. All the different patches and the detail that goes all around, that's very complex, and there's even detail that goes on the insides of each arm, which I think is really neat on my part. But yeah, very nice. The rest of the figure is pretty cool as well. His head is actually fully painted to resemble the 2016 Lego print that the Lego group made a while back, which was really great. So I just kind of repainted, or not repainted, but replicated their print, and then I painted the beard a different way to be more accurate to Benedict Cumberbatch likeness in this film. And then the hairpiece is pretty simplistic. It's a Superman hairpiece, whatever you're supposed to call them, sanded down, painted of course with the sideburns, which all look really nice. And the back of the cape has its own, the cloak of levitation. All this detail is also here, including the patch that is now, been sewn up, and that's the detail that goes there. And then this piece is also really nice at the top, and that's all painted patterns, and then the detail that goes all the way down on each cape. The sides of them are also really nice. And then this is also a three-dimensional piece. I'll go ahead and remove these parts of the figure to show you how these fabric bits work. So this is a custom fabric piece as well. It just kind of is glued in place like this, but it's a little piece. It's got its own little brown lining, but it's a fabric piece. And then this is also its own thing. I didn't continue the checkerboard pattern to each area because I didn't think it was necessary, but I did paint all of this in silver, and that's what color is that? Copper, I believe. And then this is a 3D piece that sits on top to make those rings, and those are painted in gold detail. But yeah, the back of it is pretty simplistic. It's a custom cape. I make these all the time, you see them. But there goes the head. And the back of the torso, it's got very similar detail. This, I keep thinking, looks like Mario, just from the way that the overalls kind of look, for instance. But yeah, this is also painted correctly with the different belt pieces, and then that's basically identical to the front latches pieces, and that's another washer of the same thing I used. But that is Dr. Stephen Strange. Really nice. I'm going to put them back together here. I might stall for a minute. Head went down here. That's pretty cool. It's difficult to line these up perfectly because they're just kind of fabric pieces, but you know me, I love using fabric. I think it's an integral part to minifigures, and it looks really cool. So let's put him back together, and there he is, Dr. Stephen Strange. Here is Wanda Maximoff, or Scarlet Witch, as she appears in the film, and I don't know about you, but I've always wanted to make the costume from the end of WandaVision, but time never came for that to happen, but LEGO did release this amazing CMF minifigure that I decided to steal a few parts from, so it's kind of like a half and half minifigure. The torso is completely painted by me, though. It's inspired by the minifigure, and I gave her the cape because I don't know, I guess I just like the capes, but that's just, you're gonna have to live with it, because that's me. But yeah, the power blasts, these are standard LEGO elements, there's nothing special about them. They're actually the sand that came with that minifigure, and I gave them to her in these hands that are kind of fixtures. I have other alternative hands to give her, but these power blasts are in these hands for a specific reason that I'll get into in a minute. But the rest of the minifigure is all fully painted by me. Even the crown up here, which I kind of sanded down the insides of so it wasn't so sharp, and then I resculpted the tops of the horns to make those the crown a lot more distinct, if that makes any sense. I wanted to make sure I captured that detail and all the lining inside of it. Those were complicated to paint. I mean, I had to go in with many different colors to get right, even especially the middle down here. That was a whole thing. But the rest of it also is really nice. She does have a fully painted head that I think came out really nice. Really resembles Elizabeth Olsen. And the rest of the figure, I mean, this pieces down here, these are electrical tape that wrap around the entirety of the torso, and they run to the back as well, which I'll show when I take the cape off. But she's got a fabric waistcoat. All this detail painted down here. I really like these metallic lines that are painted on the thighs. Those look really nice. But yeah, so I guess I'll go ahead and show the back of the minifigure, or the detail that's in the back, once I remove the cape here, because there is another. Whoa, that's coming off. It's stuck on the arm. Come on, bud. There we go. But the detail on the back is also really nice. These are electrical, the same pieces that wrap around to the back of the torso, and you can see the detail that's on the back of the waistcoat, which looks really nice, and then the detail up there looks really good as well. But I like the way this looks, with the waistcoat out like this. This is a really nice waistcoat. However, the reason why I decided to give her a cape is that I think it kind of adds more to the minifigure. There's something special about the way the capes look, in my opinion, but if you really want, I'll go ahead and put this back together without that detail, because it might be something that you want to see. So there she is without the cape, and you know, it's just as good, but I really like the way the cape kind of bunches over the rest of the minifigure. It's really nice. There are a lot of accessories with this minifigure, and I'll go ahead and start right away with the arms. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these hands. These are, as I mentioned, kind of stock hands, and that's coming apart. That's great. But we're going to go ahead and remove these pieces from the hands. And we can replace it with these my own custom hands, and these are painted to have a bit of rust detail, but also the Darkhold fingers, the magic influence from using the Darkhold. It has the painted fingers, and these are very delicate. These down here, I did not want to put these pieces in there because that would probably scratch the paint. Not going to risk that, so I'm leaving that as is. But these are just additional details to add to the minifigure, which they do look really nice. There is also another detail with this minifigure, that is the painted alternate head that I did, and this is using an older Wanda Maximoff head, I believe from the Civil War line, and it's got kind of replicated detail from this minifigure head that I painted. This has the red eyes, of course, and she's got painted eyebrows, and then the lips are repainted, and I gave the eyeliner as well. So that's another detail which I honestly think this looks a lot better. This alternate expression with the eyes looks a lot better for Wanda than this one that I painted. This is more of a stock base head, but really nice minifigure all around. Here are some additional details for Wanda. I've gone ahead and gave her Lego's prints from the WandaVision outfit, of the same version of this outfit, and with the legs, the printed legs, and also the arms. Those are the official pieces, and I've thrown them on this minifigure just to give you an idea of what the WandaVision Scarlet Witch would look like from me. So it's very kind of rudimentary. You've got the base arms and the base legs, but they do look, I think, really nice together, admittedly. So I just wanted to kind of go ahead and show you this real fast. But with all the accessories out of the way, and even the alternate minifigure, basically, that's going to be it for this showcase. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. Alright, that's going to be it for this showcase video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a like and share it. If you have any thoughts or critiques, let me know what you think by writing a comment. These figures are quite the undertaking for me now, so feedback is really helpful. I'm excited to get back to work on my other projects. I just started work on Kenobi, which I guess by the time this video goes up will have already premiered, so I hope it's pretty good. We've been waiting for it for quite a long time now, so I wouldn't want it to be disappointing right away. I got a bunch of other stuff planned, including Mandalorian and Return of the Jedi. Follow me on my social media platforms for updates and edits on figures. I've just started trying to make wallpapers, some of which were used in this video, so if you like what you saw, I've got more coming, and you can find me there on my Instagram. Links are down below. As always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.